So you would think after 6 years of being married, 6 years this April, that I would have decided to do this a few years ago. But with all good things, they come with time. So the thought behind this video came about a week ago. I was watching a TikTok video, and it was a counselor or a therapist. And he had a video talking about 3 mindsets that can not only like hold you back right now, but in long term wise, it would be to your detriment. It would cause you harm. And when I watched it, it struck a nerve because it was just something about it that, one, applied to me, but also for two, it applied to my relationship with my spouse, with my wife. The thing that he mentioned that really stuck with me was minimizing. And in his words, it's just, downplaying things. I'm kind of quoting very loosely, but downplaying things, not making them seem as important to us, whether or not you're downplaying your feelings, like, oh, I'm just being too emotional, it's not that big of a deal. Sometimes it's not, but sometimes we can invalidate ourselves, or we achieve things and we don't really give ourselves the proper credit and the just due. So just various things of that nature. And at first I was like, well, this is a good video so far, but it doesn't really apply to me. Like, I don't really do that. But then his example that he gave to explain minimizing was of, hey man, this potato salad is bang, it's fire. I love it. And the reaction of the person was, what, man, it's nothing. You should try my mom's. Hers is really great. And I was like, okay, well, that sounds almost like verbatim something that I would say, whether or not it's from food or whatever. So I thought that was really interesting. And then he went on to say in his video that not only does it stifle your self-esteem and how you view yourself currently, but in the long term, it can give birth to imposter syndrome. And that's something that people talk about on the internet all the time. But I don't know why at this point in time it finally struck a nerve and it like turned the light bulb on in my mind of, I finally got it, I guess I could say. I'm trying to find the words, the best way to say it. It's interesting with videos like this. I have a script sometimes. I wrote up a good script, but sometimes I do just enjoy talking to you just to really get my thoughts off extemporaneously, just how I feel in the moment. But the whole imposter syndrome thing, man, I just never really connected with it too much. Maybe people are too wordy or they make things seem more than what they are online sometimes. So I kind of just put it out of sight, out of mind, just ignore it. But even with that example of, you making a good dish for the cookout or whatever the John's for, and somebody wants to compliment you on it, it reminded me of my wife. I hear her voice in the back of my head when I saw that video of, babe, why can't you just say thank you? And to me, sometimes it comes off as her just being, just getting on me about stuff, as she always does. I love her so much. But, just one of those things that you're just getting on me about something. It's not that big of a deal. Or, you love me. So of course you're going to say that. Which, a side note from the imposter syndrome, a side note from the minimizing, and a side note from me wanting to listen to my wife more. I do want to acknowledge that, my wife is my biggest cheerleader. She's my biggest fan. I don't believe that anybody in my entire life, including my mom's, have supported me as much as she does, as faithfully and sincerely as she does with everything. And I do acknowledge that not everybody has that. Not everybody has that person on their shoulder constantly that, you can do it. You got this. You're amazing. You're the best. You can do anything. I believe in you. You're not there yet, but you are on your way already. I can see you doing that. You deserve that. Like, hearing that all the time. So I acknowledge that for one, it's not common. And I really appreciate the fact that because of how rare it is, I have something that's super, super special. But for two, I didn't realize that with me minimizing myself, that I was also minimizing, not her, but I was minimizing what she was saying in relation to myself. Hearing those words of encouragement like, oh, you did great. Rather than minimizing my own thoughts to myself, I'm even doing it to my spouse. Because I would say in reaction in my mind, not really to her, but in my mind, like, of course she's going to say that. She's your wife. Of course she's going to say that you look great today. She loves you. Things like that. Not really taking the full credit for, or maybe I do look nice today. Maybe my haircut is fresh. Maybe my outfit is clean. Maybe I did do a good job on whatever I did around the house. Or maybe I am doing a good job and killing things at work. And I really am bringing in the bacon like that. I'm really taking care of things. Maybe I really do give her that feeling of comfort and relaxation, stress-free, all that stuff. Maybe I really am doing all that. But I'm minimizing even what she's saying because I'm like, well, it's no big deal. That's what I should be doing. Or it's no big deal. Just different things like that. And watching that video from him, because he put it in a way that I know I've said those words before, but for whatever reason, it finally clicked. Like, okay, maybe I do that to myself. And then it started to go down the line, down that rabbit hole of, well, does it have deeper connections to how I view myself? And I realized that we feel like we know ourselves really well, but I feel like once you get married, once you're in a relationship, that is a true testament of getting to know who you are as a person, because they see all the different intricacies. They see your battles. They see your wins and your losses. They see how hard you're fighting every day. You know, I didn't notice, for example, that I guess this is just part of how I grew up, but I turn the lights off whenever I'm leaving a room. Regardless of what's going on, I just always turn the light off. And when I first got married, I would turn the light off on my wife if she's in the kitchen, in the bathroom, in the bedroom, whatever she is, whatever she's doing. I always turn the light off, and I had to stop doing that. But I didn't notice that until she pointed it out to me, obviously, because she said, hey, I'm in here. But I said, oh, like, this is just a habit of mine. I don't notice that I do this, but this is something that I always do. That's something really light. It doesn't really amount to anything other than me trying to be cheap and save money. But that's just an example, you know? You feel what I'm saying? That they see little things, because you're not going to see it because you are you. You do these things all the time. Everything seems normal. It starts to just blend in. But with that being said, the things that are not that big of a deal to me, because I'm going through it every single step of the way, you know, she is a bird's eye view, I guess you could say, of seeing me overcome this huge challenge, seeing my progress. And that adds more validity, more weight to when she says, hey, you did a great job. Hey, this is really awesome. Rather than the minimizing that I can sometimes do, that we sometimes do, of, you know, it's cool. I mean, yeah, that's all right. I framed the title of this video and everything as a focus on my spouse, which I want to acknowledge that I appreciate her a lot. But it's more so of a focus on myself and how I view myself, of kind of a confirmation, a self-confirmation, self-validation of, hey, it's okay to be proud of yourself openly, verbally, acknowledging all the great things that you do. And it's hard because what I thought was humility and what I thought was being humble was truly just minimizing myself and comparing myself to others, so as to not make myself feel greater than others, which is a good mindset to have. But instead of just saying that, well, I'm not above anybody, I was putting myself below other people and below these things around me, thinking that that was actually humility when it's really not. And that video helped me to acknowledge the things from my spouse, but also bringing it back to myself as well, that it's okay to work hard at things. And when you finally achieve those things, like, yo, I did that. I achieved that. I did great. When somebody tells me, hey, man, you did a great job on that, I can say with no issue, I appreciate that. I worked really hard. I'm glad that you like it. Rather than, oh, man, it was nothing. I appreciate it, though. Like, no, it wasn't nothing. It was everything to me, because I was working blood, sweat, and tears, sleepless, pulling my hair out, stressing, throwing stuff around the house, at an aggravation about it. It was everything to me. So I got to stop saying things like, oh, it was nothing, or it's not that big of a deal. It is a big deal. It's a huge deal. Even if it's only a huge deal to me, I'm me. It's important to be humble, because you're not better than anybody else. We're all on the same playing field, even though some people don't really feel that way. But we're all on the same playing field. We all have different issues and problems, things that hold us back, things that make us maybe a slight ahead of others in certain areas. But when you melt everything down and sift out all the trash, we're all just human beings trying to do our best in the world today. Even though each day seems like it keeps getting harder and harder, and you see other people just skyrocketing towards success or skyrocketing towards where you want to be, they have challenges. You're just not on your side of that journey yet. But we're all the same, and we all have things in our lives that we're overcoming each and every day, and things tomorrow that are going to pop up that's going to give us another challenge as well. There's nothing wrong with loving yourself intensely, outwardly. There's nothing wrong with giving yourself a pat on the back. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging how hard you worked to get to where you are, and how hard you're working to get to where you want to be. And on the idea of like the imposter syndrome, that I'm still kind of wrapping my mind around some. This the idea of, because I had this problem a lot. I have a really cool idea for like a business or a side hustle or just content, whatever. And I won't be pushing myself as strongly. And then, talking to my wife, and I told her I feel bad because I know that this idea is a great idea. And, we had the conversation. I tell her the reason why I know it is a great idea is because if one of my friends did this idea, I would think it was awesome, and I would really pressure them like, yo, you have to go do this. But for whatever reason, when I have certain ideas, it's hard for me to go out and to pursue it and to try to make it work and really go all in on it. And I guess that's that imposter syndrome. That's that feeling like you're a fake, like you don't deserve, like you're not supposed to be in that spot because when I'm doing it, it doesn't feel right. But I know that if one of my homeboys, one of my homegirls that were doing it, I was like, yo, like, yeah, you deserve that. You can do that for sure. You got everything that it takes. You have the charisma, you have the skills, the mindset, the technical intelligence, all that good stuff, whatever you want to add in. You got all that to make it work. But for myself, it was hard, or it has been hard, to put myself in that placeholder. And I think that's where the imposter part of it, feeling like you're a fake, like you shouldn't be doing what it is that you're doing. You shouldn't be trying at that. As if you don't deserve it. You don't even deserve to try. Not even just, you don't deserve to be there on the top of the mountain. You don't deserve to try to get up there. But just to summarize everything up, you do deserve it. You deserve to try. You deserve to put forth the effort. And when you try, you work hard, and you achieve what you're trying to achieve, you deserve to say, man, that felt good. I did it. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to work really hard at things that you've always wanted, and you deserve to achieve that when you've put in the work that you need to. And just to end the whole discussion, so I don't drag the video on for too long, just accept the compliment and just say thank you, in the words of my wife. So I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. It's short. I didn't want to make it too long because I don't want to just start rambling. I have a terrible habit of rambling. My wife says that she loves it. I don't think that other people love it as much. But I'll have a couple of videos in here from time to time. Maybe we can just ramble together, and you can just listen to me get my thoughts off. And check out me on other social platforms where I can ramble a little bit longer. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be having a lot more videos coming up by myself and also with others, including my wife. We have a lot of baby and parenting videos coming up soon. So I hope that you enjoy those, and I'll holler at you in a little bit. Make sure that you accept the compliment. Say thank you.